Hey everybody, this is Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog. It is the 6th of February 2020. I am between Hutchins and Wilmer, Texas. That's in the Dallas metro area. Um, I am shut down in Love's. It has been a day. I'll explain it to you in a minute. Hey everybody, like I said, it's been a day. I'll tell you what. I stopped yesterday and I stopped in Jonesboro and ended up shutting down there. Got a chance to see some friends, have lunch. That was great. I enjoyed that so much. I hadn't got a chance to see them last year. Usually I go to Jonesboro once a year in the fall. This year, because of going to school and starting this new career and everything, I didn't get a chance to go. So I was routing that way. And I got routed close there, so I decided to stop, and they were nice enough to meet me. And we grabbed lunch, and that was nice. And I'll take one of my home times out there to play some golf with them when the weather starts getting a little bit better. But I was getting ready to run, and my driver manager, Jonathan, called me and said there wasn't any parking or place to park at Target to wait for, to get there early, so to get there as close to on time. So what I ended up doing is starting my run at midnight, a little after midnight, and I should have gotten here just in time, except ran into a closure on I-30 west going through Sulphur Springs, Texas, and they had it closed and detoured, and that just caused a few different things. Now the good part is that Target was nice enough to take my load and to unload it, and that didn't take very long. The problem was my goal was to go to the yard, to the Stevens Transport Yard, after I got done, but I was about 38 miles away by the time I got done. And because over there, there's a good and bad part about this Target. This Target, what you do is you drop your trailer, and then you go and take your tractor and wait. Now they move your tractor, dock it, unload it, bring it back, and everything. You got to recouple it and everything else. So it takes a little while. Well, I've been running on recaps, which means, just to let you know, or to remind you, recaps are where, when you're doing that 70 hours over 8 days, when you get to that 9th day, that first day falls off, so you get those hours back. So that's what I've been running on, because I've been trying to do a 34, but they keep running me and not giving me a chance for a 34. So what ended up happening is I got there, and once I got ready, and that I didn't have enough time to get to the yard. So I called Jonathan, my DM, and I said, look, I don't think I have enough time to get to the yard. So I'm going to find a place. I'm going to shut down for 10 and then run to the yard as soon as I get my 10-hour break in. Because I didn't do a 10-hour break. I couldn't do a 10-hour break and get there on time. I did an 8-hour break. Well, I did an 8-2 split last night. So I didn't get a full 14 hours. I got like 13 and a half. So it's not going to make a huge difference. It might have made a difference, but maybe not. And let me tell you what, it might have made a difference and maybe not. So I go to try to run to a Love's that's out there by the Target where I was running, the Target distribution center in God, now I can't even think of the name of the place, in Midlothian. I can't even, sorry. That it's just, for some reason, it's just not staying in my mind. Midlothian, Texas. There's one Love's truck place out there, and I went and I was going to try to find a place, and I had plenty of time to get there, because it was only about 5 miles. So I got there, but it was packed. There's only like 40 spots, and it was packed. So I went to go look to see the next closest place, and it was another Love. So I ran to there, and I got there in time. when I still had time on my clock, about 15 minutes left on my clock. Found a place, parked it, no problem, I was set. And then for some reason, my brain said, you better check this out to make sure you can park here. Which is good because I'd have found out one way or the other. But in our book, in our handbook, we have a list of places of truck stops that are restricted, that you're not allowed to park at for one reason or another. We've had loads stolen there, or we've had drivers assaulted there, or whatever. Okay. Well, the place that I had parked was one of those restricted places. So I called safety, and by the time I got somebody in safety, I was already out of hours. And I asked what I should do. Well, their answer was to run to the nearest safe haven that I could find. And shut down, and then I would deal with compliance tomorrow. So I tried to call compliance just to ask, just to make sure what was going on, and they said they didn't want to talk to me until the violation actually occurred, which it hadn't occurred because I hadn't moved yet. Well, the closest place I could find was about 15-20 miles away, and I had already, because I was trying to talk to everybody on the phone, I had already gone through 40 minutes of over my clock time, over my 14-hour time. I was good with my drive time, but my 14-hour had expired. I was good with my 70 as well, because I had gotten a little bit of time back, but my 14 had expired. So by the time I got over to where I'm at now and got shut down, I was about an hour over. So I was in violation. Now, because I was going to safe haven, hopefully they will do a personal conveyance, but it's up to Donna, who is in charge of all that. And she's a good person. She'll do a good job, and whatever happens. I had this happen one other time, if you remember, early on, one of my early loads, the one that went to downtown Los Angeles, and they told me I had to leave. I couldn't stay there. Then extra 3 hours to get some time back. I needed to stay there. I couldn't stay there. And it was downtown Los Angeles, so there's no way Steven's going to have me stay there either if I wasn't in a yard somewhere or in an enclosed area where I was safe. So I ended up having to run 38 miles, and that took a little over 2 hours to get there, to get to a truck stop, a safe haven, the closest one I could find. So I had this happen once before. Had happened this time. I was being very conscientious. The only thing is that I didn't realize, and I remembered it after I parked there. Now, that said, even if I wouldn't have remembered it, after talking to safety, they told me what would have happened is my truck would have pinged them. They would have told them I was there, and they'd have called me and told me to move anyway to safe haven. So it wasn't like I wasn't going to find out one way or the other. I was gonna have to move. I wish I would have tried to get to the yard, because if I didn't quite make it to the yard, I might have found some other place I could have stopped for a while, or even if I ran out of time anyway, at least I'd have been on the yard. But it is what it is. I'm gonna relax, watch some TV, check out things, and just relax for the evening. And go from there. But I know that when I talk to Donna tomorrow, she's not going to be happy. I'm not happy either. More than likely, because this is the same time this happened, I'll have to do some kind of retraining. I don't know exactly what that means, but I've been pretty good overall with my logs and everything like that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So we will see after I talk to her tomorrow. She sent me a message to call her tomorrow after 8. I'll just go in and see her, because I'll be on the yard by that time or around that time, and go in and talk to her and hopefully get this cleared so I can figure out what I need to do and get my stuff done on the yard so I can get dispatched out. Decent chance I'll be on the yard for the weekend. And if that's what it is, that's what it is. I'll be all right. As long as I can get cleared through her, then I can borrow one of the cars. I did order me a new camera, so I'm psyched about that. But I need to be able to get one of those cars to go get it, or I'm going to be sort of stuck. So I need to talk to her and get that cleared before I do anything else. So anyway. It's a little frustrating, you know. I mean, I don't like to, you know. I was being very conscientious, you know what I mean. I'm trying to be very conscientious about my time, you know. Even when my driver manager called me and stuff like that, and you know, I'm watching my time, you know. You know, to make sure, okay, I'm going to do my pre and my post and get that stuff done, and as soon as I can roll, you know, after I get I'm gonna be ready to roll. I mean, he called me when I had to take a 30-minute break because of the distance and everything on the way down here, and he called me to say, well, when you roll, and I'm sitting there watching the clock going, I got 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, my 30 will be up, and I will be rolling right after that. So, you know, and I was the one who called him and told him, I don't think I can make it to the yard. I don't think I can make it, and I don't want to chance it. And what ends up happening, I end up getting violated anyway. So I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to take my book in with me and you know, and just go from there and see what happens. But anyway, like I said, it is what it is. So, but tonight I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna relax a little bit. Like I said, I'm guessing I'll probably be on the yard through the weekend. I don't know though. Tomorrow's Friday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I know there's at least one of my buddies is on the yard too. He's getting ready to get a new truck. I don't know if it's going to be a brand new truck, but it's going to be new to him. He had gotten an older truck when he finished his with his trainer. He got an older truck with a lot of miles, and they're going to sell that one. So they called him back to the yard so they can get him a new one. But it sounds like it might not be till Monday or Tuesday till he gets his new truck. But it'll be nice. We can grab something to eat or something, or just chew the fat and everything. But it should be a good one. Anyway, I hope if you guys got plans for the weekend, I hope you guys have a great one. Be safe. Be safe around these trucks. I'm starting to see more and more, you know, people being doing stupid stuff again on the way down here. I mean, people cutting off trucks and everything else. And, you know, they think, oh, I can squeeze in here and I can do all this stuff. You know, not a good idea. Again, just a reminder, these trucks, when they're fully loaded, 80,000 pounds, they don't stop on a dime. 40 tons does not stop on a dime. It'll take more than 2 football fields long to stop this thing if it's going 60 miles an hour. So you need to know that. Now, the other thing you also need to know is that that's the best braking that a truck has, is when it's fully loaded. The worst braking a truck has is when it's a bobtail, when it's just the tractor, when there's no trailer attached. Those things don't stop very well either, and there may not be that weight of that trailer, but these tractors will do damage to you too. And they don't maneuver and they don't stop very well when they don't have a trailer attached to them, because there's no weight over the drive tires. There's no weight back there. It's sort of like the old rear drive trucks, like a rear drive truck. You know, I used to have one in high school. I had a turquoise F100 truck, had no weight in the back. So when you got on ice or you got anything slick or whatever, that thing would just slide the back end, because there was no weight over those drive tires. There's no way to force those drive tires down. If the ground was wet, they would spin. Same kind of thing with one of these trucks. If there's no weight over the drive tires, there's not the traction that there needs to be, that downward force. And then the next worse than having just a bobtail is deadheading, which means having a tractor and an empty trailer attached to it, because there is some weight on there, but it's not anything near, you know, what would be on there if that trailer was full. But, you know, they just, again, these things don't stop that fast. So be very careful around them, okay? Also, be careful, don't tailgate them either, okay? They don't stop fast, but if you don't stop, if one of them starts to stop and you don't stop fast enough, you're going to end up in a world of hurt if you're tailgating one of them. So be very careful, be good about it, okay? And be patient around it. I also want to say, I know you guys, people who've done this for me, I know they're not watchers of my channel. If you are, thank you. Or if you do this for truck drivers, I appreciate it. But drivers of four-wheelers, and that's what we call most vehicles. You know, four wheels is an 18-wheeler. Four-wheelers, most of the four-wheelers that are nice enough to let trucks in, that are nice enough to not try to race trucks, to merge on, that do all that kind of stuff, we really appreciate it. Okay, we really appreciate it, and we try to let you in as much as we can, you know, and we try to move over, to let you merge, or if we see you stopped on the side of the road, we try to move over away from you. So we appreciate it when you let us move over to get away from people that are broken down, or police officers or whatever. We appreciate that a lot. And if you ever have a truck driver flash their signals or their lights, their running lights or whatever, to let you know it's okay to pull in front of us, that you're clear of us, that's what that means. And a good way to thank them, if you don't know this, if you're driving a four-wheeler, a good way, if a truck driver does some courteous for you when you pass him and you move in front of him, a good way to thank him is after you finish moving in front of him, you know, hopefully quite a bit in front of him, not just sneak in front of him, but I mean a ways in front of him, once he signals that you're clear enough to move over. Once you get done with that moving over and you're done with that turn signal, hit the opposite turn signal just for a second, just a couple of blinks. That's sort of a thank you. Like you see truck drivers a lot, they'll flash either their tail lights or their running lights in the back, or their emergency lights. They'll flash them a couple times at other truck drivers to say thank you for letting me in, thank you for letting me know that I'm clear, because it's hard, especially at night, to see the back end of your trailer, that kind of stuff. So it's just courteous. It's just really courteous. One other thing, we like to do truck salutes. What's a truck salute? If you were growing up and you had a parent or anybody who ever told you to give a truck driver one of these things, to like pull the horn, you know, for kids, we like to do that. Now, I will tell you that I haven't got really good at watching the vehicles, the people inside the vehicles as they pass me. So if I missed one, I apologize. But if you know, it'll make a truck driver's day if you're a little kid and you go by and you give us one of those. We'll give you a toot on the horn, you know, there, and it'll make a truck driver's day. So we appreciate that. So it's just and truck drivers will tell other truck drivers about that. Hey, I had a kid give me one of the horn signals, and I give him a blast on the horn and that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Looks like I got somebody who is parking next to me, or just moved past me. I had to sort of move into a tight space today, but I'm getting better at it. I'm getting a lot better at it, so I'm psyched at that. Still taking some time to do it, but I'm going to take the time. I had a couple truck drivers who got a little frustrated, but I get out and I go look and make sure, because I'm not going to hit anybody else's truck. I'm not going to do it fast and take a chance of that. And I think if they had been parked where I was moving into, they would have had a better appreciation for the fact that I was taking the time to make sure that I was clear and everything, and didn't strike another vehicle. So anyway, hope you guys have a great one. I will talk to you probably over the weekend. This is Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog. I am in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. and I'm driving for Stevens Transport, and I'm psyched about it. You guys have a great one. I will talk to you later.